governor. And just to give impartiality at fairness to this house and to you also, ipang nag-request sa'yo na magpadala ka ng letter. No, it's not the other way around. No,
that I really want to participate.
He's already detained in this the premises of this house.
I have a prepared statement here, if I may be given the time.
Gov.Mamba, please answer muna bago yung prepared statement mo. Please answer muna the query of the co-chair with regards to the letter that you have sent to this committee. Kasi I joined the position of the chair, co-chair. In fact, we never requested you. Kasi nakarule na yung committee, governor. And just to give impartiality at fairness to this house and to you also, kaya dapat nagpadala ka ng letter na nagre-request. Kasi we will never request because we have already ruled and we just give you the time and opportunity to explain. Parang dating kasi para kami pang nag-request sa'yo na magpadala ka ng letter. No, it's not the other way around. No, ang ano kasi, ang content ng letter mo is parang we are requesting you to write a letter for you to be present in today's hearing, for you to explain your side. No. Because the committee, as I have said, and the chair have said, co-chair have said, they have already ruled. That's why it's not correct. And for the record, gusto ko lang linawin na mali yung letter mo, Gov. We are not requesting for you to write a letter requesting this honorable committee to have a special hearing. Though, it was already scheduled. Pero kung hindi ka nagpadala ng letter, we'll postpone this hearing and we'll go back from the start, in which we will comply with the memorandum circular that was given to us by the leadership of the House through the majority floor leader. Na wala nang hearing except for those bills, na priority bills and sa LEDAC. Go. Sagutin mo yung yung tanong ng query ng co-chair with regards to your letter.
Well, that is why I'm here now, your honors, because I just want you to know that I really want to participate in these deliberations and in these hearings, because I feel that it is my obligation to do so. And that is why I have a prepared statement so that this will be put into a proper perspective also. And I hope you will give me the time and to do so. And if and when ang tingin nyo I'm not the one requesting, I am here. That is why I am here. Because I want you to know that I really want to participate. And it is never my intention na hindi mag-participate ako. But just hear me out first so that ilagay po natin dito sa perspective.
So just to be clear, Governor, you are here because you want to air your side. So you're
Yes,
requesting the joint committees to hear what you have to
yes,
say.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair,
Chairman Akop.
clarification. The parliamentary status before this committee hearing is that the committee has decided to cite the good governor in contempt, and it was approved by a majority vote.
That's right, Chair.
Yes. And also, the two committees also approve the motion for the detention of the good governor because of him being cited in contempt. Di po ba?
That's also correct, Chair.
And therefore, the governor is here because he's supposed to be here because of the contempt order and the detention order.
That is also right, Chair.
So may I know if he's already detained in this the premises of this house?
As per our Sergeant at Arms, he is.
And therefore, he's now detained and now requesting the two committees to hear his explanation or his side.
That was his statement prior to your question, sir.
Thank you. Because if I look at the letter, I have a copy here of the letter, Mr. Chair, and I would like to read portion of it. Kasi hindi naman ako dapat mag-request eh. Kasi in response to the verbal request of the joint committee, are we the ones requesting him?
As I clarified earlier.
I think he should serve his sentence there.
Yes, sir.
I'm not part of. I am part of the committee on public accounts, but I did not request that the good governor would explain his side here. Yun po yung akin. He should be serving his sentence there, as required by our rules.
Yes, sir. That's why we asked him before we started whether he wanted to request these joint committees to hear him out, sir. That's why we wanted to clarify, because as you correctly pointed out, the letter made it appear that we were the ones asking him to explain, sir.
Thank you for the clarification, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir. Governor Mamba.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a to the honorable members of the Committee on Public Accounts and the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms. Good afternoon po sa inyo lahat. First of all, I extend my gratitude to the Honorable Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez for his efforts at resolving this pressing matter before us. My appearance today demonstrates my respect and good faith to the Honorable Speaker and to this esteemed chamber. With this appearance, of course, being without prejudice to whatever rights and remedies I have under the law. Having said this, I again thank the Honorable Speaker for understanding the work of local chief executives such as myself and for putting the best interests of the people of Cagayan first. Before going to the substance of my statement, I would like to emphasize at the outset that it has never been, nor will it ever be, my intention to disrespect the House of Representatives. I was an active member of this august body for 12 years. I still consider myself a member of the House as an alumnus. My father, Francisco K. Mamba, was an active member for 3 years. My brother, Attorney Leonardo Mamba, Attorney Maria Rosario Mamba, Mamba Villaflor's father, was gunned down in 1992 while campaigning as congressman of the 3rd District of the province of Cagayan. So please know that I have utmost respect for this institution. If there is anyone who will protect and defend the House of Representatives from disrepute and from being used for personal political agenda, it is me. I believe that the House as an institution transcends the personal interests of any one of its members, because the Constitution itself mandates it to promote and protect the best interests of the people it represents. On August 8, 2023, my office received 2 show cause orders addressed to me. One is for the alleged making statements in radio program Kay Gandang Cagayan on August 7, 2023 that may have portrayed the committees in a negative light and left a detrimental impression on the public, that such statements may be construed as a form of interference in the ongoing investigation of House Resolutions number 145 and 146. The second is for allegedly failing to ensure the active involvement of the invited provincial government personnel to the August 7 hearing, which could be interpreted as undue interference in the proceedings of the committees. Both orders only allowed me several hours to submit my written explanation. While the request to extend the period to submit my explanation was granted by the committees, my provincial administrator and acting chief of staff, Attorney Mamba Villaflor, was cited in contempt and ordered detained by the committees for 10 days. Consequently, I was not able to comply with the deadline allowed by the committees. Nevertheless, an explanation was prepared and submitted after Attorney Mamba Villaflor's release, albeit belatedly. On the first show cause order, it does not provide the specific statements I allegedly made that portrayed the committees in bad light, and this actually caused a detrimental impression upon the public that this unduly interfered with the proceedings of the committee. Therefore, I could not specifically address the show cause order. I can only say that during my discussion, the matters of governance on 7 August 2023 on the Kay Gandang Cagayan radio program, none of my statements were intended to undermine or influence the proceedings of the committees, nor disrespect the House of Representatives. The matters I discussed were not within the main points of the issues raised in the cases pending before various fora, thus not making them sub judice, unlike the matters being investigated by the committees pursuant to House Resolutions 145 and 146. Furthermore, none of my statements were subject of any inquiry or interrogation by the committees, that it is improvident to use any of them as a basis for citing me in contempt. I was informed that Congressman Joseph Lara presented before the committee a splice video of what he claimed to be, to me, a recording of me making statements. I was not provided with a copy of said splice video. Thus, I could not possibly appropriately and intelligently make an explanation thereof. Therefore, be that as it may, I regret any potential misinterpretation that may have arisen from my discussion of relevant governance issues during the radio program Kay Gandang Cagayan. Since that was presented to the committees was a splice video, the intent and essence of my discussion was distorted due to the deliberate omission of the complete context with which they may have been made. Hence, the false and incomplete interpretation by the committees, the truncated nature of the video clips has resulted in incomplete representation and misconceptions regarding my alleged statements, including a misperception of me as a public servant and as a person. On the second show cause order, it is respectfully emphasized that my actions were not meant to obstruct the proceedings or demonstrate any disregard of the legislative process. Rather, they were grounded in valid concerns that I, as Provincial Chief Executive, believe deserve to be prioritized, considering my province was devastated by Super Typhoon Egay and placed under a state of calamity. 503 barangays of the 27 municipalities were affected. 61,899 families comprised of 204,510 individuals, with 1,122 totally damaged houses and 21,643 partially damaged houses, and the damage to agriculture amounting to 928,818,787, to livestock amount to 15,058,960, and the damage to the provincial and local government unit infrastructures amounting to 862,300,000. Your Honors, just in the last 7 years, my province was devastated by 3 super typhoons: Lawin in 2016, Ompong in 2018, Egay in 2023, and 2 mega floods in 2019 and 2020. My administration knows how to efficiently operate during calamities, with 12 hospitals and almost 3,000 personnel. All of us, from department heads down to our maintenance personnel and security guards, do our share in helping our kababayans. Nobody is exempt from rendering assistance. With that, in the repacking of rice and goods, distribution of relief or financial assistance, rescue, damage assessment and validation, rendering overnight duty, and the operation center and facilitation of financial and administrative support staff work. In fact, we operate 24/7. Please, I ask na bumisita po kayo sa Cagayan at tignan po nyo kung paano kami magtrabaho, kung paano po kami magsilbi ng bawat isa sa mga empleyado ng Provincial Government of Cagayan bago po ninyo kami husgahan. I was informed on August 4, 2023 that the concerned provincial government personnel were invited to the August 7 and 9, 2023 joint committee hearings. The provincial administration informed me of the letter she sent to the committees requesting that the resource persons be excused in said dates, given that the province is under the state of calamity, and my standing directive to prioritize our relief and rehabilitation activities for Super Typhoon Egay victims, in the hope that the committees understand the plight of the victims of the provincial government's primary duty to the people. This prompted the exercise of due diligence by the provincial administrator in seeking that the concerned provincial officials and personnel be excused on those days, in the hopes that a more suitable schedule would be arranged, especially considering the province of Cagayan was operating under the state of calamity. The concerned resource persons from the provincial government were unable to attend the August 7, 2023 hearing, for which the committees issued contempt orders against 5 department heads and show cause orders against 14 officials and personnel. On August 8, 2023, I directed the provincial administrator to accompany them to the hearing scheduled on August 9, 2023. On August 9, 2023, The committee cited the provincial administrator, Attorney Maria Rosario Gov.Mamba Villaflor, in contempt and ordered detained for 10 days on perceived undue interference in the proceedings of the committees because she did not issue the travel orders in favor of their source persons from the provincial government. The provincial administrator has no authority to issue travel orders for travel outside of Cagayan. Such authority is vested only in the governor. I have never delegated authority to the administrator. On the perceived undue interference by myself, while no travel orders were issued to allow the resource persons from the provincial government to travel on official business or on official time, none of them were prevented from appearing before the committees on their personal account. The non-issuance of the travel orders was never a hindrance to their participation in the proceedings of the committees. I can only presume that the personnel, being Cagayanos themselves, and commiserated with the fellow Cagayanos who are victims of Super Typhoon Egao, felt it their moral and public duty to address first the needs of their kababayans. Hence, they faithfully complied with my directive to prioritize the relief and rehabilitation activities of the provincial government. The declaration of a state of calamity underscores the urgent need to direct resources, both human and financial, towards recovery and rehabilitation efforts in the affected areas. And prioritizing relief and rehabilitation efforts underscores the responsible and conscientious exercise of my duty as governor to protect and serve the best interests of the province and its citizens during this challenging time. Because at the end of the day, as elected public officials, we are primarily concerned as public servants, and we are expected by the people to act immediately and effectively in their best interests, especially before, during, and after calamities. Lastly, I believe the committees are aware that there are 2 disqualification cases against me on alleged illegal disbursement of the funds, which are pending resolutions by the COMELEC, First Division. Dr. Sara Lara's appeal to the COMELEC and bank's dismissal of the disqualification case she filed against me on alleged vote buying is pending resolution by the Supreme Court. Other cases have likewise been filed before the Ombudsman, the Civil Service, and other fora. I hope the committees understand that as a respondent of these cases, I have been advised by counsel that I am not allowed to discuss any matter pertaining to the above cases pending resolution. Should the committees require details of said cases, I would be willing to furnish you copies of our pleadings and other submissions before the said bodies. I hope that my presence here today shows my willingness to assist and cooperate with the committees and is an assurance of my continuing respect for the House of which I am a member. Thank you, and God bless us and the people we serve. Mabuhay po at maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Governor Mamba. Before we proceed, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our Vice Chairperson, Ann Matibag of the First District of Laguna. Thank you.